What's going on, everybody? This is Joe, and I am back once again for another Dominaria United pre-release pack opening. I have not stated this in a while, so I feel like doing it. It just feels like the right moment. But I am the person who has opened more pre-release kits than anybody else here on YouTube, and I am not stopping anytime soon. As you can see back here, I've already done plenty. Only one of them is still sealed. That's this one up here. Can you see my finger? Yeah, kind of. This one up here is the only one that's still sealed. We have one more video to do after this one, so definitely stay tuned for that. But we've opened all these other ones, so if that's something that you're interested in checking out, please feel free to go to the playlist on the channel. That's the word I was looking for. And you can see the playlist for yourself. All of the different openings that we have done from this set. And to be honest, we've done many, so from other sets as well. As you can see, we got the black D20. That goes right there. Now the red one is the only one that I do not have at least two of. There is a code for MTG Arena that will be given away in this video, so stay tuned for that. But, you know, there's a little something special in this one. Oh my god, it's a second code? No, it's not a second code. Nor is it a third code. There are going to be 4 codes given away in this video. It turns out, when people play in multiple pre-releases, thanks Wizards, you cannot use more than one code. I mention it all the time. Well, turns out when that's the case, and you have people at your FLGS, if you will, that understand that, and know that you have a YouTube channel where you give codes away, then they're going to be helpful and give you codes so that you can give them away because they can't use them. So shout outs again to our sponsor store, Champion Card Collector in Poughkeepsie, New York. While they didn't specifically sponsor the fact that we're giving all these away, they did help foster the community of really awesome people who realize that there's really no reason to keep them. They could, I guess, they being the people that opened the codes, could try to go and sell them, etc. But instead, they know that we have an awesome community as well, and so they wanted to give codes to us so that we could give those codes to all of you. Another thing that we've been doing in these videos is looking at this building a pre-release deck insert, but specifically the other side, whoops, where it shows Dominaria United and it shows some of the legends / planeswalkers. So we've already read about Ajani and Joda, we have read about Danitha and Karn, and today we are going to read about our good friend Teferi. Over here, if you cannot see that. It says, Planeswalker with control over time and a wry sense of humor, saving lives in the present to atone for his sins in the past. We have not heard anything, interestingly, about Zalfir this time around, at least for the, in the stories. Maybe I have not gotten to that side story yet, right? But otherwise, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more about that now that we're on Dominaria, although there is, you know, there are some other things to focus on at this point, I suppose. But still, you saw the insert, or the divider that you can put in between your deck and your sideboard. And before we go to the codes and the packs, we have our promo foil rare, which you may have seen because it was kind of poking out there when I opened the box, but it is Nimada, Primal Warden. And I like this card quite a bit. I think the foiling leaves a little bit to be desired. Not a lot, actually. It's not bad. But it leaves a little bit to be desired. The background's cool, as usual, with these cards. But because Nimada themselves are in darkness or shadow, it's a lot harder to see. So there's that. But Nimada, a great card. Definitely not something where I'm going to say, well, I now have to be in black and green. But still something that I will keep a lookout for, because if I'm anywhere near those two colors, I would want to try to play Nimada, because Nimada is a very good card. We have a Bite Down to start. You might have seen, but it looks like there might be something spicy at the back of this pack. We have a Bite Down. That's a great card, by the way. A Gitu Amplifier, a Writhing Necromass. Yeah, green-black looks good so far. I mean, we've only looked at 3 cards, or 4 cards, but still. A Voda Sea Scavenger, Banalish Faithbonder, Citizen's Arrest is a very good card. Phyrexian Rager, also quite good. Wooded Ridgeline, always nice to keep track of the lands, the dual lands that we are opening, so that we know what things we can splash for. Maybe we can try to go for a domain deck if we have enough, things like that. A Lightning Strike is a very good card. Hero's Heirloom is our first uncommon. This card is good in certain decks and very bad in other ones, so we can keep an eye out. If we're in an aggressive deck that's like got a bit of a lower curve, or maybe it's something where we expect that we're going to be playing out our whole hand most games, or most of the time, early, then we can put this in. I mean, giving something +2/+1 makes it something that needs to be dealt with pretty consistently. And then the fact that this can just keep going on more and more things, it makes all your tokens 3/2s, like 1/1 soldiers or whatever, become 3/2s. That's very annoying. So that's not bad. We have a cut down. I've talked about this in the past, but this card can be amazing or it can be absolutely nothing. I think including one is not incorrect, but I think having a lot of them would be probably a bad decision. And we have a Lagomos, Hand of Hatred. This guy is interesting. I mean, making 2/1s every turn. We talked about possible aggro. This would definitely be going in that aggro deck that we might even have that equipment in as well. Who knows? But our next non-promo, rare or mythic, is a Defiler of Instinct. You know, I mentioned an aggro deck. This card goes quite well in that. I mean, this would be kind of the higher end of an aggro curve, but still a 4-mana 4/4 first striker that whenever you cast a red permanent spell deals 1 damage to any target, presumably your opponent's face. That's pretty good for an aggro strategy. And we did open that Wooded Ridgeline if we want to go green, black, red maybe. That's 3 colors might not be the best for an aggro deck, but we'll have to see what we open. And behind it, we have, like I said, looks like something spicy. Let's see what it is. It is... Yeah, that's cool. This is actually my first one of these foil alt art lands. So that's really, really cool. I'm a big fan. The foiling pattern on this is very good in specific spots. Like this spot right here in between these two mountains. Incredible in that background. You can see where that light's catching. And the snow on the trees on the left here is incredible. My God, it's absolutely gorgeous, regardless foil or not. But the fact that it's foil, I mean, I'm pretty happy. Wow, that's gorgeous. Okay. We have a mountain behind that and an elemental token that we would get from Lagomos, Hand of Hatred. This pack was very aggro-centric, it seems, which I like. I'm okay with that. So we have a code for MTG Arena. As I said, there's going to be a lot of them. So if this one doesn't work for you, don't worry. But also as a reminder, if this one doesn't work for you, it may be because, as I alluded to, you can only use 1 code per account on MTG Arena. So if you've already used one, this code will not work for you. So please be aware. And if you do get this code, I mean, maybe specify which one it is, but let us know in the comments down below if this code works for you. This is our small way of saying thank you to all of you for watching our stuff and for supporting. Please don't forget, if you want to watch the last video, which will have maybe more than 1 code given away in that one as well, and you missed out on these, you can subscribe and ring that bell so that you will get notifications whenever any of our videos come out, including more of these. We also go live every Monday and Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here on this channel. Mondays, we play MTG Arena. So if that's something that you're interested in, we would love to have you join us. Don't hesitate ever to hop into chat, say hi, ask us how our day's going. We'd love to hear how yours is going, your day, your week, etc. I could jump into the Friends theme song, but I choose not to. We will move on to the Samite Herbalist to start. Another Bite Down. Very nice. Another Get To Amplifier. Another Writhing Necromass. Another Voda Sea Scavenger. Another Banalish Faith Bonder. You noticing a pattern here? A Citizen's Arrest. Another Wooded Ridgeline. God damn. We have a Mesa Cavalier. A Smash to Dust. Urtai's Scorn is our first uncommon. I don't dislike this card. I mean, obviously for the deck that we've been looking at trying to make so far, it's not where we want to be, but a cool card and very cool art. My God. We have a Balduvian Berserker. I've heard good things about this one. So I would put this into an aggressive deck, definitely. And that's our second. And then Coral Colony is the third. We haven't seen much for the Defenders deck, but it exists. So there's that. That's cool. Which means our next rare or mythic is... Nice. The alt art for Braid's Arisen Nightmare. Okay, we've been talking about black. We could do red, black, green, I suppose. Again, kind of tough if we're trying to go aggro. And Braid's... She kind of is. She kind of isn't. That's tough, actually. That's tough. We'll have to see what else we get. But let me know, as always, in the comments down below, what kind of a deck you would make if you opened this pool at a pre-release. Behind Braids, a gorgeous Plains. I mean, just gorgeous. Talk about alt arts. My God. And a Beast token. Very nice. Hey, guess what? It's another code for MTG Arena. Wow, Joe, that was fast. Well, there's 4, and there's only 6 packs, so, you know, what do you want? Again, quick reminder, if you've already used one, it won't work for you. Shout it out in the comments down below if you do get this code. And, of course, if you've already opened your packs, let us know if you opened anything good, because we would love to hear from you. And again, you can also check out our other channels, links down in the description box below for Video Games for All and Gluten Free for All. And again, wherever you are, here or there, subscribing, ringing the bell, super helpful, and we really appreciate it. And we would love to see you in the comment sections of our pre-recorded videos or in the live chat of our streams. Always great to have you, have folks there. So, we have a Griffin Protector to start, good card. A Yavimaya Sojourner. This card is fine. It's a decent blocker. If you're, I guess, late enough in the game and it's dealt with all the other things, or you've dealt with all the other things, it's a decent attacker as well. We have a Goblin Picker, Urborg Repossession, Tolarian Terror, Geothermal Bog. We talked about black, red, green, possibly. We have a Phyrexian Vivisector. It's a good one. Destroy Evil. Not bad at all. An Elfheim Worm, very nice, big threat. A Walking Bulwark, not bad for the Defenders deck at all, and that's our first uncommon. We have a Yavimaya Iconoclast, which is the second. And so I have to say, this happened in a pre-release that we were... that I was playing in, so we didn't record the opening. We took the pictures of the deck and posted it on our Twitter. Links to our Twitter and Facebook down in the description box below if you are interested, but that's not why I mention it. I mention it because we got 2 Hurler Cyclops as well, or Cyclopes, if you will, in our pack, and they were one right after the other, just like this. So this is not an isolated incident. Sorry, I had the glare all over that Iconoclast. This is not an isolated incident. This has happened to us once before with these kits. So very interesting. I mean, if we're going green-red, I guess I'm happy that we got 2 in a row. But that means that our next rare or mythic is an alt art. We've had an alt art every pack, right? An alt art Rivaz of the Claw, showcase art, I should say. And it's green and red, or sorry, black and red. Which still goes into our 3-color deck. We can play basically everything big that we've opened so far, if we wanted to. This is very interesting. Okay, behind Rivaz, we have something else in here. I'm curious. We have a foil, and it is... Okay, it is a foil common in Haunting Figment. This card in foil, the background is sick. The foreground, the character themselves, the figment, the illusion, not great in foil, but the background looks sweet. I like it. Behind the figment is a mountain and a bird token. We are halfway through these packs, and we've already opened a lot of sweet stuff, actually. I like this kit quite a bit. I mean, I've opened probably better decks in general, overall. In some of the events, like I said, you can check our Twitter for some of those posts if you scroll back through. But still, this is definitely an interesting one for sure. We have a Griffin Protector, a Vine Shaper Prodigy, Goblin Picker, Aggressive Sabotage, Impede Momentum, Clockwork Drawbridge, Phyrexian Vivisector, Scout the Wilderness. You don't need the white for this. If we're going 3-color... we might want to put this in. We have another Geothermal Bog. That's going to help us out quite a bit. Yeah, this fixing is real nice. Really, really nice. Another Lightning Strike. I am all about it. Yes, please. We have a Micromancer as our first uncommon. Not for this deck, but an interesting card to say the least. Join Forces, also not for this deck. And an alt art, we said 1 in every pack, right? An alt art Rada Coalition Warlord who 100% would go in this deck if we are playing all 3 colors. My God, this is very, very cool. Behind Rada, our next rare or mythic is a Temporary Lockdown. I don't like this card as much. I used to say that it was cool because it's a Story Spotlight card, and I'm like contractually obligated to like Story Spotlight cards. But because we review the stories on this channel. If you're unaware, go check out our Jar series. But yeah, I mean, the art is cool. I hate that Sten's on here, but you know, I talk about that in those videos. But otherwise, this card is okay. White board wipes, it only cares about mana value 2 or less, but still, white board wipes are important. If you're playing against the tokens deck and you're doing sealed, you could probably just board this in, to be fair, against that deck instead of having to worry about it. But anyway, behind it, we have a forest and a Stang Twin legendary creature token from the Commander set. Hey, guess what? It's another code for MTG Arena. It had been a while, right? Sorry to keep you waiting, everybody. Don't forget, only one per account. If this one doesn't work for you, don't try. And if it does work for you, let us know. Let us know that you got cool stuff. We would love to congratulate you, and it helps out your fellow viewers to know that maybe they need to subscribe and ring the bell to make sure that they get the notification when the next video comes out instead. Thank you all so much. And again, as I mentioned earlier, shout outs to the folks at Champion, because they're awesome and the community is great, and they were the ones that just handed us these codes. Like I said, you probably could sell them, but they were cool enough to just hand them to us. They know that we're giving them away to our viewers, and so you can thank them as well in the comments down below, or go check out the promo videos that we did for them so that you can go check out Champion and their website. We have a Pixie Illusionist to start, another Griffin Protector, my god, a Vine Shaper Prodigy, another Goblin Picker, Aggressive Sabotage, again, noticing a pattern, huh? Impede Momentum, Captain's Call, Sacred Peaks. So we've had a lot of white. If people are thinking maybe red, white, black at this point, I wouldn't argue with you necessarily. So Sacred Peaks kind of helps with that. We would just have to abandon the 2 wooded ridgelines and the Carplusan Forest and go with the geothermal bogs instead. But Sacred Peaks would be pretty interesting. We have a Bog Badger, Crystal Grotto, definitely not the fixing that you want to be going for, the filtering, but gorgeous artwork, by the way. I haven't talked about that in a while, but it is. A Resolute Reinforcements is our first uncommon. A Fires of Victory is the second, not really for this deck, but a cool card. And a Zar Ojanin, Scion of Efrava. Always very difficult to say this card name. If you're doing a domain deck, this card is fantastic. I don't see this kit pointing us towards a domain deck, but if we were, this would be pretty cool. And so our next rare or mythic is the Golden Argosy. We heard about this vehicle in the stories. It's relevant to the stories, and it came back with, what, Radha and Danitha on it, I think, to save the day in that one fight, if I recall correctly. Again, we reviewed the stories, but it was a while ago. A very interesting card. Behind it, no foil, we have an island and a goblin token, which means we have one more pack to go. But before we do that pack, you know we have to do another code for Arena. You know we have to. Last time, if this one works for you, shout it out in the comments. Say, hey, I got the 4th one. And we will be able to congratulate you. Other people will know that you got the 4th one, so they don't have to worry about whether or not they should try this one on their Arena account. And don't forget, we have one more of these coming next week, so definitely stay tuned for that. Thank you sincerely so very much for watching our stuff. Please don't forget, likes and shares go a very long way, and we really appreciate any and all support that you are all willing to give. We start our last pack with a Banalish Sleeper, a Floriferous Vine Wall, a Miria's Outrider, Toxic Abomination, Impulse, solid card, Take Up the Shield, very nice, Citizen's Arrest, love it, another Wooded Ridgeline, that is 3 Wooded Ridgeline in this kit, a Mesa Cavalier, an Elvish Hydromaster, I was going to say Horde Master, and it's not Master either, it's Mancer, sorry. An Elvish Hydromancer, I can read as well, I promise, is our first uncommon. Territorial Marrow is the second, and Urg, Spawn of Turg, is the third. Very interesting, which means our last, unless we get lucky with a foil, our last rare or mythic is a mythic in Sphinx of Clear Skies. We opened some interesting blue cards. This card is insane, but notably we got no land that fixes for blue. None whatsoever. Plus, all of our rares and mythics are in black, red, green, and white. And that's if you count the temporary lockdown. Otherwise, it's just Jund. So this would be a lot tougher to try to get the Sphinx of Clear Skies. But it is a very good card. Super happy to have opened it. And I think, as I was alluding to, that we might have a foil back here. And it is a foil mountain. Okay. Well, it's not a full art, so that's unfortunate. I don't even know if the full arts come in foil. I really hope they do, because they are gorgeous. This mountain is definitely interesting. Looks pretty cool in foil. I like the fire or the lava that's back here. Looks really cool. And then behind that, oh, right, because it's a foil. There's a full art land in the swamp. I was like surprised that there was a land back there. But it's a gorgeous full art Magali Villeneuve swamp. Very nice. And a soldier token. I mean, I don't know why I wouldn't leave you looking at this. It's one of the most gorgeous arts I've seen in a very long time. So here you are. Look at this Karplusan forest. It is very nice. I hope that you all enjoyed this particular opening. As always, I would love to know what kind of a deck you would make out of this. Would you go just black-red? Would you go just red-green to try to go aggro? Or would you go all three colors, still try to go aggro, or something in between? Or would you just try to play the Sphinx because Mythics? Either way, I don't really blame you, but I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. That is what it is for. Anything that you have to let us know about, we would love to hear from you. Any opinions on any of these openings, etc. Let us know any cool openings that you got, like any cool particular cards and stuff. We would love to hear from you down in the comments below. But for now, from us here at the Geek for All family of channels, I have been Joe, and as we always say, in whichever video of ours you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.